And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cameron Woolley Show. Across from me is Ming Chen.
What's up, everybody?
And I'm Cameron Woolley. So, as a custom, I ask you, have you been recently? Today, Thursday,
Yes.
I think you texted me. You had something to do at Comic-Con yesterday?
New York Comic-Con. Big New York Comic-Con.
New York Comic-Con. Oh.
And I didn't mean to push your reactions, emotions one day, but...
Oh, no, believe me. You get the opportunity to go to New York Comic-Con, you go.
Sure, but speaking of New York... well, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot to say. Was that an earthquake or was that you? I can't tell. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Actually, well, I think we've given this usually, 2, 3, maybe 4 times already. I can't remember. I lost count.
This is the third Yankee playoff eulogy.
Yes.
That I'm going to give.
Okay.
On this podcast. 3 years.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
3 years where they made big acquisitions in the offseason leading up to the regular season. Remember 2019, it was James Paxton.
Yes.
2020, Garrett Cole.
Yes.
In 2021, Corey Kluber and Jameson Tyone.
Yes.
Along with re-signing DJ LeMahieu. And every year we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
We're picking up the pieces, looking at a war-torn Yankee Stadium and a clubhouse that once again has the aura of failure.
Yes.
And so that's what this is. It's a failure by every sense of the imagination. This Yankee team not winning the World Series, hell, even not winning a playoff game was a failure.
Yeah, they didn't make it to the DS.
Barely. Yeah. By the skin of their teeth made it into the playoffs. Yeah. By the skin of their teeth made it into the playoffs. And then going to Fenway Park, a place where you just swept the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
You had them on the run. Then you let them creep back in, and that wild card game took place at Fenway Park, and guess what happened? They laid an egg.
They did, to the tune of
everybody except Anthony Rizzo and Giancarlo Stanton laid eggs.
Yes.
Big time.
Well, where do you want to start? You want to start with...
I guess where I could start is Garrett Cole. And I know everybody is saying the same thing about Cole right now.
Which is,
he's a bum. He can't pitch the big games. So $324 million for what? Sticky stuff. This, that, blah 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 blah.
Yes. What do you have to say?
I love Cole, and I still love him. I still think he is the most talented pitcher this team has had in decades.
Sure.
And he's the best. He's gonna be a finalist for the American League Cy Young. That's the bottom line. He's a great pitcher. He's a dominant pitcher. He's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball.
Yes.
But the bottom line is, he wasn't there.
No.
When they needed him to be there, he wasn't there. And again, this isn't an indictment on Cole as a pitcher. Everyone's saying, oh, he can't pitch in the playoff games. Meanwhile, they have short-term memory. They forgot last year where Cole pitched 3 really good games. 2 of them resulted in wins, and the third one, well, the Yankees ended up losing because the offense decided to not show up. But people, I just want to get that out of the way right now. Garrett Cole is not anywhere close to deserving the blame as every single old head thinks he is.
No, and you can't. Can you forget that he's the one that got you there? What are you, 16 and 9?
16 and 8.
Yeah.
And wins don't matter.
Well,
wins as a stat don't matter. I don't care about how many wins he had. The bottom line is he had some of the best pitching stats in the American League.
Absolutely.
And now the Cy Young is going to go to Robbie Ray without a doubt. There's not a single doubt in my mind that the Cy Young goes to Robbie Ray now because of recency bias.
I mean, you're supposed to not take account postseason games.
No.
But come on.
That's how voters work.
Right.
And if you go by regular season stats, Cole should win the Cy Young.
Yeah. I read an analysis today. They broke down his stats. They broke down the Spider Tack stats. But
I don't care about tack.
Okay.
Let's not talk about tack because the problem wasn't the tack. The problem was he was pitching on one hamstring.
Yes.
For the better part of the last month, and it showed. It showed. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, ERA, every stat went up after the
It's
injury.
the tack. Since the injury. Granted, I'm not gonna make excuses for him. You still got to perform.
Sure.
In those games.
He's got to perform.
Like,
I mean, he was the best choice for this game.
Yeah, he was the best choice for this game.
Okay.
He's one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the American League.
Right.
And what you do in a one-game playoff, you hand the ball to your ace, and Cole is the ace. In hindsight, sure, they should have called up Nestor Cortez, who somehow on limited rest should have started that game, or Corey Kluber, or
no-hitter Corey Kluber.
I don't know. Kluber, like, everyone's playing Monday morning quarterback with this Cole situation, and I just want to clear some air and say that he is not anywhere close to the blame that you think he is. Because all the big shot radio hosts and callers and Twitter geeks and whatever are all saying, yeah, dude, Cole sucks. And granted, his standing among myself has diminished greatly. Like, for this game alone, I know the numbers say that he's still one of the best pitchers in baseball, but if you spit the bit against the Boston Red Sox in a playoff game when you're a New York Yankee, that decreases your standing. And
absolutely it does. But
and I know I'm going to forget about this when he dominates in the playoffs in the future, but right now, I'm not completely exonerating the guy. He still has to hold himself accountable, and Garrett Cole, from what I've heard from him, is the guy to hold himself accountable to things.
Yeah, I think he did.
Like, the guy cares. The guy cares. I personally, from the moment he walked Devers in the first, and I said this, literally, you could talk to my friends who were in the call with me. I'm saying, like, dude, don't walk Devers to bring Bogarts up, because Bogarts has been a killer.
Yeah.
For years. To the Yankees, at least. And he walked Devers after having him down 0-2. And Bogarts, sure enough, on a changeup up and in.
Yeah, crushed it.
But to crush it, that was just blasted. And from that point forward, I knew, oh yeah, the Yankees are losing.
That was it. 2-zip right away. I mean,
it was 2-zip right away. Demoralizing. Has you on the run immediately.
Yeah. And then the nail in the coffin when Schwarber homers in the third.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber again off of Garrett Cole. If you remember the 2015 National League wildcard game, the Chicago Cubs traveling to Pittsburgh when Cole was still a Pirate. And Schwarber hitting a home run into the Allegheny to make it also 3-0 in that game. So for those keeping score, that's 2 home runs that Kyle Schwarber has hit off Garrett Cole in the wildcard game.
In yes, key situations. And then he gets pulled. Pretty quick outing. What was it, 2 1/3?
Yeah. 2 runners on. Went down the wrong pipe. I swear to God if I got the hiccups. Shit. But anyways, Holmes comes in, does a brilliant job to get out of it. God damn it. But yeah. Holmes does a great job.
Clay Holmes strikes out Sander Bogarts and gets Alex Verdugo ground into a double play.
Alex Verdugo, listen, I don't want to waste too much time breaking down the game as a whole. Just long story short, Yankees have a big rally going in the 6th, and then Judge gets thrown out home on a horrible send by Phil Nevin.
What's up with Phil Nevin? I think the Yankees got thrown out of the plate how many times this year? Like 7?
22.
22?
22 times this
22?
year they've gotten thrown out at home plate, tied for the big league lead with the Kansas City Royals.
Well, I mean, you can only point the finger at one person for that.
Hey, yeah,
somebody
Phil
is
Nevin.
not. Somebody needs glasses or something. 22. That's a lot.
The Phil Nevin needs to be fired. That's what needs to happen in that department. I'm going to talk about stuff that the Yankees should do later,
Okay.
but that's the first thing that they got to do is get that guy out. So Giancarlo Stanton has a brilliant game. 2 balls that would have been home runs at Yankee Stadium, which leads to, like, the first inning, I thought that ball was ending up over Lansdowne Street. I remember I saw that ball leave the bat.
Yes.
I jumped out of my seat.
So did I.
I start yelling. I'm like, ah, ah! And then, sure enough, it
Dunk.
off
Went
the
off the
monster.
wall. Off the monster. Gets
And
a
then in the
double.
6th inning, crushes another ball. Part of me is hesitant, but it looked really good. Went off the top of the wall in left
close,
center.
man.
It was close. So, and then Stanton obviously hits the home run in garbage time around the pesky pole. So that's 3 home runs that Stanton would have hit at Yankee Stadium, and that.
Yeah, would
And
have won the game.
when you examine little things that happen in little games at such a small margin, because the Yankees and Red Sox had the same record in the regular season, 92 and 70.
Right.
And there were so many times where the Yankees had games in the palms of their hand. Basically had games in their hand. And they just blew it by most
Chapman.
most people
Britton.
go to the game against the Angels on July 1st where Aroldis Chapman loses it, Boone keeps him in the game, and
Is that when they gave
Jared
up
Walsh,
like 5?
Jared Walsh hit the Jared Walsh Grand Slam game.
Gave like 5 runs in the 9th. Yes.
That was the game that I wrote the blog about the night it happened. I just basically went on a massive rant in writing. But you'll look at what happened in this game, and you think about how differently it could have been if it was a Yankee Stadium. You know, the atmosphere.
Sure.
Like, all I'm saying is it would have been a lot easier for the Yankees to win this game if they played at Yankee Stadium, and Stanton would have had 3 home runs if he played at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're not at Yankee Stadium. There
because they threw away so many close games, or games that shouldn't have been close, but games that they made close and ended up losing.
Well, you can't get those games back. So
Yeah, of course you can't get those games back, and a lot of that falls on Chapman. A lot of it falls on the back end of this bullpen. A lot of it falls on Aaron Boone. So,
Right.
I mean, I don't want to give too much energy to that because I want to take my thoughts to something that Aaron Boone said in the post-game presser, and I knew that this was going to be just a marvel of cliche quotes and whatnot.
Oh.
I knew
Well,
he
I mean,
would.
what else do you
I
say
knew
when
it
you-
would be a Shakespearean
Right.
masterpiece.
Can you give me the Cliffs Notes on what he said?
The all-time baseball orator, Aaron Boone, talking to the men and women of the press.
Sure.
And he said something, I think he said, and I don't know if I'm saying this word for word, but he said, well, the rest of the league closed the gap on us. I'm like, okay, excuse me, gap? What gap? Tell me, what gap? I don't know, what am I missing? What am I missing here? You haven't won you didn't win the World Series, you don't win a single pennant with talent being fed to you every year by your GM, and you don't, what gap? What gap? Tell me, what goddamn gap
I have no
are
idea
you
what he's talking.
talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
There is no gap. There was never a gap. If anything, it was the gap that the Yankees were trying to close all those years, and then the American League East caught up to them. Tell you, Boston. This is the second time they've lost to Boston in the last 4 years. And guess what? You know how many players that were left over from the 2018 World Series team that beat the Yankees with the Yankees who had mostly the same people? Guess what? I could name off the top of my head Rafael Devers, who was in a limited role, Xander Bogaerts, and Nathan Eovaldi. That's it. That's
Right.
it. There's nobody else. Literally nobody else. They traded Betts for the guy that put the nail in the coffin in Alex Verdugo, who had 2 big hits, including a 2-run single in the bottom of the 7th that basically put the game away.
Yes.
Alex Verdugo, a guy who's been a problem for the Yankees ever since he's come to Boston. And all of a sudden, Boston blows up the team. And they come back And the same exact result. The same goddamn result. Every year. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And like everyone's saying, oh, you're a Yankee fan, you're spoiled. I haven't seen any success. Other than 2009, which I wasn't even all there.
Right.
I wasn't all there in 2009.
Right.
I didn't care about baseball.
That was 12 years ago,
in 2009.
That was 12 years ago. It's a long time.
12 years and untold billions of dollars later, and they're still in the same spot, picking up the pieces, wondering what the hell happened, while teams around that Boston laps them. Every single time Boston wins a championship, they blow it up, they come back, they win a championship, and they blow it up, and then they come back to contention every single time. What are we doing? What are we doing wrong? They trade for the players. All the guys, like the ace starter, they got him.
Right.
Big ears to compliment Judge, got him.
Yes.
Bullpen arms, got him. New manager, got him. And guess what?
Didn't work.
None of it has worked. None of it. None of it. They have Tampa Bay, a team who has 1/3 of their payroll, winning 101 games, and seeing more success than them than they have since 2010.
Yeah, decade.
Over a decade, the Rays have seen more success than the Yankees, and the Yankees, with all the pedigree, with the Yankees, they have no right to be walking around with much swagger that they have. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't earned any of it. They have not earned any of it. And Boone parades these guys around like they're gladiators. And meanwhile, I haven't seen these guys win anything.
Right.
In all the years where the Yankees were pinned by pundits as favorites to win the American League, favorites to win the World Series. You know how many times they've won the division? Once. Once. They've won the division.
Right.
Do you know how many times they've beaten a team in the playoffs outside of the American League Central? Once. And that was in the wild card game against Oakland.
Yes.
Where they were rolling out a bullpen game in that one. So they have not beaten anybody in a playoff series outside of the American League Central. So they can't compete. If they can't even compete with their own league, dude, screw that. They can't even compete with their own division anymore. The other teams, there are 3 teams in the American League East right now that are way more well-positioned than the Yankees. Tampa Bay, because they're basically Hydra. Because you cut off one head, 2 more shall take his place. That's Tampa Bay.
Right. Boston.
They go to the bargain bin and find all-stars. They pull them out of their ass.
Sure.
They got Boston, who's fresh off of trading Mookie Betts.
Yes.
A couple years ago. And all of a sudden, they're better than them. You know who's in the American League Division Series? Boston. You know who isn't? The Yankees.
Right.
Boston is in a better spot. You know who's also in a better spot? Toronto. Dude, Toronto deserved to be in that game. I'm sorry. The fact that the New York Yankees were the ones that were on display on national television to showcase to the baseball world one of the 5 best teams in the American League is a disgrace to the game of baseball. You're gonna tell me with a straight face that Toronto and Seattle shouldn't have been in that game ahead of the Yankees?
I was hoping for that 4-game playoff, man. I really was. Really was, and it didn't happen.
It would have been better for baseball if that happened. The New York Yankees being in the playoffs is a black eye on the game of baseball. A black eye. Because it's a team that didn't deserve to be there, and they played like they didn't deserve to be there. Meanwhile, Toronto would have put up way more of a fight. Seattle would have put up way more of a fight. Oakland would have put up way more of a fight than these idiots. These guys who parade themselves around like they're hot shit, like they've already won a dynasty. But they act like this team is like the 90s Yankees. You know what the 90s Yankees did after 5 years of having the core together? You know how many championships they won? 4. You know how many division titles this team has won? 1. So there has to be a lot of soul-searching and very hard decisions to make this offseason. Because as far as I'm concerned, we're on the back 9 of this championship window. This is the first year where I'm kind of like, whoa, wait a second, the window might not be open forever. But after 2017, it seemed like it was a given that this team was going to win a World Series at least once in the 5 years after. Guess what they've done? They've done nothing. They've made one ALCS since 2017, and they lost to the same people that they lost to in 2017.
Yeah.
So, and they've lost in the American League East in the playoffs 3 times. They lost to teams that they frankly didn't deserve to beat. And it's good that the Red Sox beat these guys and taught them a damn lesson and put them in their place like they have done for the last, like 17 years. 17 years. The same amount of time I've been on this planet. I see replays of the Yankees lording over Boston. I have not experienced any of that. All I have experienced as a Yankee fan against Boston, a Gen Z Yankee fan.
Disappointment.
Against Boston, I have seen they're a doormat. And they're a meme, and it's awful. And I've looked for hockey teams and other teams to compare this team to. They're not the Washington Capitals anymore. Because the Capitals didn't parade themselves around like they were this model franchise. Like they had this golden standard. You know what the Yankees are? They're the Toronto Maple Leafs. That is what we have become. You know what?
You're right.
They're not.
You're right.
They walk around acting like they're the best thing in baseball. They act like they're the gold standard. Meanwhile, all they do is lose and lose and lose and lose and lose.
Right. They got this huge fan base that
that acts like that is a mere extension of that ego.
Oh man. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
All I have seen is losing and expectations and media hype and all of that hype that I took part in. You heard me this offseason. You could check the tape.
Yeah. Yeah, back in
and you know
March,
what? You know what this season marks? You know what? I'm done being optimistic. All I will expect every year from this team is losing. From this point forward, in this core, I will expect losing. Year in and year out, I will not be happy with this team until they win a World Series. They make the wild card game, I'll expect them to lose the wild card game. If they make the division series, I'll expect them to lose the division series. They make the championship series, I'll expect them to lose the championship series.
Yeah.
And somehow if they win the pennant, which who knows if that's ever gonna happen, I'll expect them to lose in the World Series. Great job. You've built a culture of losing. I hope you're happy.
Which is crazy. The Yankees?
A culture of losing. And again,
Yankees?
that's what I mean. They parade themselves. A standard. There's a standard. And every year there's a standard. I don't get it. Why is there still a standard? Do the Toronto Maple Leafs have a gold standard? No.
No.
Do the New York Giants have a gold standard anymore? No. Does anybody else who has experienced playoff failure after playoff failure after playoff failure still parade themselves like they're the gold standard? No, but the Yankees still do it. And they don't deserve to because they have not perpetrated that gold standard and they have not performed up to that gold standard. And they have significantly lowered that standard, at least in my mind. I don't see a standard anymore. You know what the standard is? This is the standard. Now, this is the standard. The expectations, gone. The hype, gone. The optimism, gone. The losing, that's still there. The winning, gone.
Yikes.
And you know what's gonna happen? They are gonna get some sweet talk from Boone. And they're going to say, oh, well, they made the playoffs. And then they're going to bring him back. And they're going to bring Tim's back. They're going to bring Nevin back. And they're going to bring a great chunk of this roster back. And the same thing is going to happen again and again and again and again. Until it gets so dire and the window slams shut for good, and then they'll finally make changes after it's too late. And guess what? They can't go into a rebuild because they've committed money long-term to multiple players. Right. So they're going to be forced to compete every single year. They're going to be handcuffed. They're going to be handcuffed to constantly trying to force themselves to compete. Because guess who's on the Bucks? Stanton's still on the Bucks. And I love Stanton. I swear to God, if I see anybody criticize it, if I see this guy get booed at Yankee Stadium ever again, you should be banned for life. If anybody boos Giancarlo Stanton at Yankee Stadium, I just dismiss you as a racist, and you should be banned for life. And 2, they got Garrett Cole on the Bucks. Who knows where his standing is anymore? I still think he's a great pitcher. I still think he is nowhere close to at fault for this debacle. But he's still on the Bucks, getting paid $36 million a year. And the third guy they're gonna have locked up long term is Judge, because Judge proved that he deserves long term money, and he's gonna get it like he should. He said he wants to be a Yankee for life, and I believe he is going to be a Yankee for life. I don't see Cashman letting a guy like him go. So next thing you know, that's going to be like $100 million each year. Half of your payroll each year dedicated to 3 players. Where the hell else are you going to put it? And who knows if this offseason, if they go out and sign Carlos Correa, that's going to be even more money dedicated to 4 players. So there is
LeMahieu.
And LeMahieu, who drastically regressed this year, making $15 million a year, which $15 million isn't bad by baseball standards.
No, but I mean, what was his stats this year? Like,
he was average. Great. He was literally a league average hitter. I think his OPS plus hovered around 100 the entire year. So, I mean, there is so much that has to happen.
268, OPS 711. I mean, for 15 mil, 10 home runs.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu.
That's tough.
And this guy was my boy. He was my guy. My guy. And it's a letdown. It's a letdown. That's what it is. Everything about this season.
Well,
it's a letdown.
What do? Start from the top? I mean,
okay, first of all, Boone has to go. That's without saying. Boone, Timms, and Nevin, gone. Keep Matt Blake. Hire a new manager, whoever that may be. Preferably a guy who won't treat these players like they've already won something.
Right.
Preferably a guy who will light a fire under their ass and say, listen, you guys haven't won anything. Stop treating yourselves like you're the best team in baseball. Stop, because you're not. I want a little more urgency. That is all I want. I want urgency. I want proof that they care. And in terms of players that they can get, I believe that there's going to be a lot of change in this lineup. There's a lot of change in the infield. Obviously, with this great shortstop class coming up and the fact that they moved Gleyber Torres to second base, and with Rizzo, upcoming free agent,
right?
I don't think they're going to re-sign Rizzo.
I mean,
and with a legendary shortstop class coming up, I don't know if they're going to go out and get anybody. God, everything just sucks. I mean, Marcus Semien, I wouldn't mind Marcus Semien.
Right.
Especially as a placeholder for Tony Volpe or Oswald Peraza.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trevor Story, Corey Seager.
That Trevor Story, I would not mind Trevor Story.
Correa.
You could buy, like, especially Story, his value has kind of dipped a bit after a down year. So you could buy the dip on Trevor Story. Corey Seager, I'm a fan of him, although the defense leaves a little bit to be desired, but he's better than Gleyber Torres.
Javi Baez.
Carlos Correa is on Hall of Fame projection. And I don't
and he's
care.
27.
I don't care about anything that Correa did anymore. I care about winning.
Okay.
I care about winning.
No more trash cans?
But no more trash cans.
Okay.
He proved that he can hit the cover off the ball without the trash cans. Baez, Baez is weird. I don't think the Yankees are going to go after Baez. I think the Mets are going to make a run to try and keep him, but especially considering that he's buddy with Francisco Lindor.
Right, they got the money.
Like, my number 1 choice is Correa, number 2 choice is Seager, and the number 3 choice is Story, and number 4 is Semien. So They have to sign one
of the
these
four.
guys.
I mean,
one of the four. One of the four. They have to sign one of the four.
Yeah.
I could see Semien going back to Toronto easily. Story isn't staying in Colorado.
Nope.
I think the most likely scenario is Story. Because Cashman tried getting him at the deadline, and when Brian Cashman likes a player, chances are he's
stuck on them. So yeah,
he's stuck on them, and hell, Andrew Heaney kept being force-fed starts to make Cashman look right. Again, another reason why that game wasn't played at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, you're right. He blew he blew a lot of games.
He blew it. He blew it.
Yes.
My God. Dude. There has to be a massive amount of change.
I mean, I think they've proven that, yes. After this long.
Yeah.
It all starts from the top, though, right?
I would keep Cashman. Cashman is not the problem.
Okay.
Boone needs to go.
Okay.
No excuse as to why he should stay. And there's been a little bit of rumblings, like if Cashman gets fired, the only guy I'd like to replace Cashman with is Theo Epstein. Dude, Theo Epstein becoming the GM of the Yankees would be a dream come true. That would be a dream come true.
From Boston to Chicago to New York.
To New York, that would be a hell of a...
That would be... I mean... Yeah. Well, he's a proven track record.
Hey, turn the Cubs from a laughingstock to a World Series champion.
Yep.
Within 5 years.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Same
thing with the Red Sox. So, I heard the Mets tried to get him, but was not successful. I believe the quote was, we felt it wasn't a good fit, or something like that.
Not a good fit. Theo Epstein, not a good fit.
He's a good fit for everybody, but they could. I don't know if freaking Steve Cohen wanted to back up the Brinks truck for him, but I'm sure he did, and he still turned him down. That says a lot.
I mean, maybe Theo Epstein's priorities are somewhere else. I heard the Mets are going after Billy Beane.
I heard.
If Billy Beane, Billy Beane
How
becomes the GM of the Yankees.
Former Met Billy Beane.
Former Met Billy Beane and former Moneyball connoisseur. Movie made about him.
Sure.
Billy Beane becoming the Yankees GM. That would be ironic.
Very ironic. I can't. That's redemption, I guess.
No, I'd be turning to the dark side. That is what.
But, and I'm sure he's got enough money. He's got more money than he can spend. But this is more about, I don't know, pride. More about the job. More about, I don't know. I don't see that happening. But stranger things have happened. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I until the 6th, I held out that the Yankees could come back. I think up to that point, they only had 2 hits, but I don't know. The Red Sox bullpen's not that awesome.
The Red Sox bullpen is not good, and the Yankees got shut down by it.
Yeah, but I mean, freaking Stanton was hitting the cover off the ball. So
Stanton was the only guy that showed up last night.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Gallo's here next year. I know he's getting a lot of hate, but you know my opinion on Joey Gallo.
Sure.
I feel like a full year of him where he produces at the level that he does.
Yeah, will definitely be a benefit.
Will definitely help.
Right.
I mean, Aaron Hicks coming back. We don't know how good he's going to be, but Aaron Hicks is still Aaron Hicks, so
right.
Guy can
what
get
do you
on
see
base.
for next year? Is Luke Voigt on this team?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're going to move LeMahieu to first and go after one of the. I think they signed one of the shortstops in free agency.
Yeah.
I think
they should.
Or I think that they move LeMahieu to third, keep Voit at first, move Torres second, and then sign one of the shortstops. Because we don't know what's going to happen with Urshela. The outfield, I think, stays relatively the same.
Brett Gardner?
Brett Gardner, that's great. They'll probably bring him back. Well, I'm talking about what the outfield should look like.
Sure.
It should look like... It should be Judge, Hicks, and Gallo.
I'm just curious. Who's any center fielders next
center
year?
Fielders in free
Not. Oh, jeez. Look at this.
Starling Marte.
Look at this class. Jackie Bradley Jr.
Starling.
Kevin Pillar. These guys. They're
Starling Marte.
They're Delino Deshields. There is no free agent center fielder
Starling Marte
under the age of 29. 2022.
Starling Marte. Although he might be a little too expensive for his age.
Right.
Ian Desmond. I forgot he existed.
Yeah. Juan Lagares, Billy Hamilton. No.
Billy Hamilton is a pinch runner. Aaron Boone loves his pinch runners.
Well, I don't know how his wheels are at the age of 31, but
his wheels are still there.
At one point, he looked like Ricky Henderson without the bat, but or the personality. But
yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, there are no center fielders out there worth signing.
Yeah. It's so bad.
Yeah.
They should get a shortstop this offseason.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think shortstop.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of who they get, they're going to get somebody.
Right.
In terms of pitching, I would like a reliever.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
Who comes to mind? Raisel Iglesias from the LA Angels of Anaheim. He's a hell of an arm.
Yeah.
Dude, Raisel Iglesias in the back end of this bullpen. Oh my God. Because you can still keep Loaisiga in the setup role where he is thrived.
What, you don't want Juris Familia or
Juris Familia?
Yeah, Kenley Johnson, Joe Keller are out there. We'll be out there.
New York Mets legend Juris Familia.
Yeah, Andrew Miller's still out there. I mean, he's
Andrew Miller. My
36,
God.
but
my God,
I don't know what his stats are this year.
Bring back Dylan Betances. Run DMC.
Yeah.
I remember. You remember Run DMC, right?
Oh, yes.
Back in the Yankee bullpen.
Yes. It was good. Yeah, I don't.
Oh God.
I don't.
Although the Yankee bullpen is actually set up really well for the future. If they shed Chapman and Britton, which is another thing that they should do, Chapman and Britton should be off the books.
Right.
Because that frees up $30 million. First of all, you shouldn't be committing $30 million to relievers when relievers are relatively easy to find.
I don't think Britton has it anymore. I'm gonna be.
Britton doesn't have it anymore. Yeah, Britton looked awful this year. That Field of Nightmares game where he gave up the walk-off.
Yes. Yeah. Saw it coming, though.
Oh, yeah. Everyone saw it coming. Dude, Loaisiga was in that bullpen.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
He was available. And they didn't go to him.
Right. What's Tanaka doing next year?
I think he might come back to the States.
You think so? And if he does,
although I don't know, I don't. As much as it sucks to say, I don't think he has a spot in this Yankee rotation.
Really?
Because
I'm sure.
Guess who is suddenly part of their plans again?
Who was that?
Luis Severino.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Pitched great out of the bullpen. The only run he gave up this year was in the wildcard game, and that was after he should have been taken out. So,
yeah.
Thank you, Aaron, for that one. And all of a sudden, he's the 2 starter to Cole. Montgomery, he's going to be there. Tyone, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
And the 5 starter, I think that very well goes to Luis Hill.
Yeah.
If he fixes up the walks, my God. And thankfully, I have a pitching coach that I can trust.
Right.
In Matt Blake. So back to what I said about the bullpen, which is constructed actually phenomenally. They got great depth pieces in the middle, like Wandy Peralta you can throw out in the 5th inning and still have ammo in your bullpen.
Right.
They got Clay Holmes, who has been elite since they
Chad
traded
Green.
for him. That Chad Green, I can't. Well, the Chad Green struggles this year was because he pitched like 88 innings or something like that. I don't know.
They threw him out there a lot.
Rough estimate, Chad Green threw like around 88 innings. Like, Green shouldn't have been pitching as much as he was.
Right. Yeah, they threw him out there a lot.
They got Loizaga,
Yeah.
who is fantastic. And they got Joely Rodriguez, who is great against lefties.
Yeah.
And like, there's just a lot of people in this bullpen I can trust. And if they Lucas Lidke, that's like 6 guys that I mentioned.
Yeah. Decent to
All those guys are under
average.
a good amount of team control. So they've got these guys for a while. They are set in terms of the bullpen. So all they need to do is cut bait with Chapman and Britton and use the guys that they had and go kind of like don't even have a set closer. Just go with the best high leverage guy that you can throw out there in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Or in a situation in the 9th. Like, whoever your best reliever is, throw him out there. I don't care if it's Licky, I don't care if it's Holmes, Peralta, Green, Loizaga, I don't care. Just throw your best reliever out there and just trust him.
Yeah. Don't blow the game.
Yeah, don't blow the game.
Don't blow the game.
I feel like if Chapman is gone, I feel like the blown games will be somewhat reduced.
Who's closing?
Again, like I said, nobody is the set closer. If I had to choose, it would be Loizaga, but I mean, Green shouldn't be anywhere near the 9th inning. He sucks
Closer
in
by
the 9th
committee.
inning. Yeah, closer by committee. What? You're talking to me like that's a bad idea?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean I don't know?
Oh, sure.
You're telling me going... Like, I hate the mindset of, oh, he's your closer.
Sure.
You have to go to him. It cost the Yankees home field advantage in the wild card game.
You know what? You're probably right. Yeah.
So screw that mindset. Go with the closer by committee. Do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, I don't know what the worst is that could happen.
Right.
But if we're talking realistically, I think Loizaga should be the closer. Although I don't know what they're going to do with Chapman, too. If they bring Chapman back next year, they're insane. It's clear that he doesn't have it. Like, I do not trust Chapman.
Not like before. It wasn't
Every single time
right.
Chapman comes into a game, my automatic assumption is that he's blowing it.
Right. Which used to be the opposite for a long time. He came in like
Yeah.
the game's done.
Like, he
Game's
comes
over.
in, the game's done. He throws
Yeah,
105.
Sure.
Top of the zone. Good luck.
Yeah, Chapman there turns into an 8-inning game. Sometimes a 7-inning game.
Then Chapman just lost the strike zone.
Well, yeah, you
And
can't walk the
he's-
whole team and win, so in the late innings.
Walks are bad. Walks are definitely bad.
Yeah.
Walks cost this team. Hey, you know what? You know what would have kept this game super close? Cole didn't walk Devers.
Yeah.
Bogarts came up right
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
All the walks, walks, and walks. Walks kill you.
Well, I will ask you hypothetically, if they did win this game, did they have any chance against the Rays?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
I didn't think so either,
no.
but yeah, the Rays.
Oh wait, is game one of Houston and Chicago is happening right now?
Is
Hold
it?
that one up.
Well,
Hold that one up.
I will, yes, I will. Wow, playing early, I love it. Gotta
Hey,
love it.
just-
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Gotta love it. All right, I will pull up this game. All right.
Oh God, what is that score bug? Fox changed the scoreboard. What is that?
What is this monstrosity? I don't know.
What is that? Oh dear God.
It's pretty ugly.
My eyes.
It's pretty ugly.
My eyes. Oh
Where-
God.
bottom of the first.
Fun fact: a rematch of the
0-0.
2005 World Series.
Yeah, for sure.
The
Without,
last time the White Sox played it. Wait, I think they made the playoffs in 2008.
Yeah, but without Roger
Whatever.
Clemens coming out of the bullpen. and without Ozzie Guillen as the manager.
Well, this is a weird scoreboard. I don't like this.
I love that the White Sox make the playoffs. Everyone conveniently forgets that Tony La Russa is a drunk driver.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore. Somewhat ironic.
The White Sox made the playoffs in spite of Tony La Russa, not because of Tony La Russa. Shut up.
You gotta have a manager.
No.
You gotta have a manager.
No, the Yankees made the playoffs 5 years in a row with Aaron Boone.
Yeah, fair enough.
No. This
Fair
is
enough.
not because of La Russa.
Fair enough.
Altuve battling against Lynn here.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wow. All right. I love these day game playoff games, man. Kind of have to love it.
I mean, yeah. Gets the heart attack out of the way and the disappointment
guess.
for whoever loses.
I guess. Yeah. Well.
2-2.
Oh. Swung at a bad pitch.
Wolf. That's what happens when you don't know where to come at. Scrub.
Oh, without a trash can.
I can't talk shit about Altuve.
No, you
the
can't.
Guy,
You
the
can't.
guy murked
At least they
the
made it to
Yankees
the.
this year.
At least they made it to the division series. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't. Oof. He was way off.
Youch.
I don't know what he was looking for, but
Yikes.
it was not that. It was not that. Yeah. Well, here's to a fruitful off season. Hey.
Decisions. Very hard decisions.
I gotta state a
to
couple
make.
positives. Judge Stanton stayed healthy. Come on.
Judge and Stan. That's
Stayed healthy.
the period. Period.
Injuries
only
were
positive.
somewhat to the minimal, right? I mean, not to the extent of the last 2 years, so that's good, right?
Yeah, dude, and that they wasted LTC and the Judge and Stan.
Sure.
Ah! Oh,
Damn.
pain. All I know is pain.
Trying to think if there are any
Pain.
standout players. Well, you got Severino back. That's good.
Pain.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Pain.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Yankees, man. They're running at buzzsaws, man. The Rays, White Sox, Houston.
They're the fourth best.
And
team in
had they
America.
gotten in the World Series, Dodgers or Giants.
That series is gonna be awesome. Oh my god.
It is, yeah.
Dude, the Dodgers won a thriller. The Cardinals almost did it.
The Carls
The
hung in there,
devil
man.
magic. I was getting a little queasy there. I'm like, oh no, not again.
Listen, it could have gone either way.
Dodgers
Could have gone either way.
Dodgers
but,
pulling off another little exorcism against the Cardinals, if you remember.
Yeah.
Oh, hot shot right at Moncada. Wait, was that Moncada? Was he playing all the way over there? No, it's not Moncada. No. I need to get my eyes checked. What the hell is that scoreboard?
I don't know.
Looks out of a video game.
Yeah.
Looks something like out of RBI baseball.
Yeah. RBI baseball's awesome.
No, RBI baseball sucks. MLB The Show
Wow.
is the best.
All right.
I've never played RBI baseball.
I'll give a little love to RBI baseball.
Dude.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, a lot of good games. Yeah, I mean, last night it was a good game. That's playoff baseball, man. Tie score, ninth inning.
Chris Taylor.
Coming out of a 8 for 72
Heart in the dagger.
recent performance, pulled out of that slump, hits a 2-run walk-off home run, sends the Dodgers to the NLDS, where they will play for the first time in the playoffs, the San Francisco Giants. Crazy, and that's a great rivalry. I've been out to the West Coast. Those two teams hate each other. Those two fans hate each other. Should be a good, hopefully hard-fought game. I don't know who's winning.
That is going to be such a great series. I cannot wait to watch that series. It is a battle.
I'd say it's a coin flip, man. It's 50-50 shot.
And those teams hate each other.
They do.
They hate each
And
other.
how the Giants won 107 games, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
My friends who are Dodgers fans say that it's a cheating lab, but they're Dodgers fans.
Right.
Dr. Salt says it's a cheating lab.
What, did Balco all of a sudden come back and give everyone stir? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I mean.
A lot of guys having career years.
Sure.
A lot of guys.
Yeah. They could take it all. The Dodgers could. A lot of good teams out there. The Rays.
The Yankees are the fourth best team in the American League East going forward. Fourth.
I can't even imagine that, though, man.
Dude, Tampa's better. Boston's
Sure.
better. And Toronto's better.
Uh,
And soon, Baltimore could be better.
I mean, I think they're another 3 or 4 years out at least, but.
And dude, Rutschman's going to be
Although
next year.
guess who's got the first pick in the draft again?
Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa!
Which was weird. I think they tied with Arizona. And then last year, I think they were also tied with Arizona. So they had to go all the way back to 2019 for the tiebreaker, which the Orioles had the worst
Wow.
record. I believe that's how it played out. You had to go. I believe that's how it played out, which is crazy. But hey, I'll take it. Although I don't know if there are any standout first overall picks this year. So it's a roll of the dice this time. There are a couple guys in high school that are
my
stand
age.
up. I don't know. Well, unfortunately we neither you or I played baseball at that
Yeah.
level. We talk about it at that level though.
We talk about baseball.
I'm fine with that. I can live with that.
I talk about baseball at a high school level.
Yes, at a Hall of Fame. We're all Hall of Fame.
Hall of
we're
Fame.
Hall of Fame
Hall
sports
of Fame
podcasters right
sports
here, man.
podcasters.
Oh, for sure.
With the best.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're on a Hall of Fame track for sure. But
Grand all
If,
down. Lance McCullers? Dude. Houston's rotation has been plucked
pretty good.
apart for years.
I mean, there's a reason they're in the ALDS. They got look at that movement on that pitch. Whoosh. On it, can't hit it. You see it, then you don't. Yeah,
nice pitch.
yeah,
And Grandal, he's tough.
yeah. But congratulations to Baltimore for I think the second time in 4 years the first overall pick. So
Yeah.
hey,
Ooh, and that hit him?
it did. So,
Luis Robert
yes.
got hit, or Luis Robert.
So onward and upward.
There's no way that his last name is pronounced Robert.
no way.
The little graphic, hit by pitch.
HBP. Yeah.
The hell, this is so cartoony.
Yeah,
It looks terrible.
And honestly, Baltimore can use all the first-round picks overall. All the first-round picks and all the first overall picks that they can get right now.
Prospects.
Prospects. Load
Progress.
up the prospects. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so let's try and fit in space for the other two teams that we talk about.
Okay.
Because, the New York Football Giants actually pulled off a win.
Great win.
Think about
Great
that.
win.
Talk about that, dude.
Great win.
I don't want to talk too much about it, but Saquon Barkley looked fantastic. First time he looked truly healthy and dominant.
You were telling me that only a matter of time. They give him a decreased workload. He's working up to it, and hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah,
And
dude, Kadarius Toney, give him the ball. Looked great. Daniel Jones,
402
NFC
yards, man.
Offensive Player of the Week.
yes.
Daniel Jones, he ain't the problem.
No. 2 touchdowns. Winner, 402
Kenny
yards.
Galladay, 116 yards.
Yeah.
John Ross, big touchdown reception.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney, 78 yards on 6 receptions, 9 targets. Led the team in targets. Kadarius Toney.
So look at Barkley. Rushing touchdown, catching touchdown, receiving touchdown.
Big receiving touchdown, too.
gotta love
to
it.
help it, dude, PPR, free
Yeah.
in PPR. Saquon Barkley, fantasy stonks, going boing right now.
Yes.
If you thought about trading for Saquon Barkley in the last few weeks, because
This might be the time to do it.
Because the time to do it would have been a couple weeks ago when his
Yeah.
value was low. As r/Wall Street Bets always says, buy the dip.
Yeah. But man, look at this fourth quarter comeback, man. Down
At the
21-10.
Superdome. I never thought I'd see the Giants win
No.
at the Superdome, and sure
Yeah.
enough, they did. Something that never happened during Eli Manning's career. They won at the Superdome.
Yeah,
How about
touchdown, 2-point conversion. Defense holds. Then Gano comes in, hits the field goal, ties it up. Send it to OT. Yeah, I saw that 21-10 score before the fourth quarter. I was like, well, that's, that okay. I didn't know if they could make up an 11-point difference. It's tough. A lot of things got to go right, and they did. So, Saints, good team, and home field advantage. You got to be happy for the victory, and Giants going 0-4.
I'm happy with this.
Going 0-4 in week 4, that would be terrible.
That would be terrible. The season is still basically over because you can't come back down 0-3, but I'd like to see some more of this competitiveness.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them win, above all else.
You got to be breathing a little easier, though, right?
No, I got to be breathing a little good. Next week against Dallas is going to suck, but
Dallas
was really good, dude. Dak Prescott. Ooh. Terrifying.
Yeah, and they're at home. So, I mean, and the Cowboys are at home. Yeah. Yeah, but you never know. I'll be watching closely. I don't think they're gonna win, but if I had to put money down, I don't think they're gonna win.
The Cowboys.
But that was
dude. Cowboys are free this week. Free money if you're betting on the Cowboys.
Sure. Yeah, good standout teams out there though.
Yeah,
the
good
Bills.
Teams.
The Jets pull off a victory this week. Somehow.
Somehow, man. Don't want to get too much into the football though. Just wanted to.
All right, we gotta give the Giants a shout out for winning.
Gotta give the Giants. Yeah, I already gave them their shout out.
Yeah,
they looked great, and I'd like to see more of it. I'd like to just see more of it. Tell you that whole Brady going back to Foxborough to play against the Patriots.
Yeah, pulling off a win.
I tell you, I never thought Bill Belichick would be Obi-Wan Kenobi in one of my Star Wars metaphors, but sure enough, he was.
Well, let's start with the cut-off hoodie that he's always wearing.
Wait,
with the hood up. It's raining. Yeah.
No, wait. You know how I said that this was going to be like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting in A New Hope?
Right.
It was like the scene in A New Hope.
A little bit, yeah. Without the yes.
No. I'm saying it was incredibly boring and anticlimactic. That's what I mean.
Hey, it came out into the last play, but dunk that field goal like dunk right off the upright. Dunk. Yeah. That was loud too, man. It was great hearing the silent crowd at Foxborough. It's kind of nice.
Dude, yeah, but like I said, it was boring. It was slow, just like the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight in A New Hope.
Sure, absolutely.
Although at least the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight had significant narrative, significance to the narrative, and this one just didn't go up to scratch.
Yeah. And the Cards 4-0.
Dude, the Arizona Cardinals. Whoa. You want to talk about urinating tree? I believe urinating tree said this on This Week in Sports Ball.
Wow, they're the
former Cameron Woolley Show guest. Urinating tree.
Of course.
He said that Cliff Kingsbury solved his turning the Cardinals into a Big 12 team solution. He said turn the rest of the NFL into the Big 12 by turning off their defense.
Yeah. And only undefeated team so far in the NFL.
Yeah. Dude, the Cardinals. They'll find a way to blow it, but they're the Cardinals.
They are, yes.
Man. But anyways, on to a little bit of hockey. Because
you've been watching
coming up.
You've been watching this preseason?
Yeah, I've been tuning in.
It's not bad. I think, so last week, Yeah, it started last week. Caps high-scoring game. Devils.
Nico Easter scored. Do you see that goal?
I did. It's beautiful.
That Jack Hughes scored, dude.
In the first minute, I did. That
like,
beautiful. Stole the puck.
Intercepted what could have been a breakout pass.
Yes.
Took it to the net.
Deke the goalie. Backhand. Right. Top shelf, man.
Right there. Bang.
I love it. I hope we see this
Development.
over and over again.
Dude, Jack Hughes.
He keeps pulling that out.
The great player. And did you see Alex Holtz in that game? Laser.
Yes.
Laser.
Yes.
To score in that one. What we expect out of him in the future. Dawson Mercer has also looked way ahead of schedule.
I love it.
I don't know if they put him on the opening night roster, but there's an open spot at number 3 center.
Yeah.
Because I would not feel comfortable with Jesper Boquist as our third line center.
I mean, no. Okay, let's be honest. No.
I would like Dawson Mercer to see some reps in the regular season. I'd like Holtz to see some reps in the regular season.
Yeah.
I think Holtz is going to make the roster because he signed his entry-level deal at the end of last season.
Yeah.
They didn't burn the first year of it. So, and also he's played in the pro league before in Sweden. So, I think they see him as more seasoned. So they're going to take him and put him on the opening night roster, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'd like to see the young guys keep bringing in more youth. Youth. Bring it in.
The Utes.
Bring it in.
Bring in the Utes.
More Utes. Utes. Bring in the Utes.
Gotta love it. And then 2 nights later, they crushed the Rangers 7-1.
And well, last night the Rangers crushed them, but the Rangers have basically their B team. Well, the Rangers basically ran their B team out. I mean, they had Zibanejad and
that Capo was in.
what's not and Kakko. You know what? It wasn't that much of a B squad, but no, the Devils took care of business. They beat the Capitals. I mean, well, they beat the Islanders, but the Devils basically ran out their AHL team.
Right.
But Sharangovich scored in overtime.
Yeah, man.
Igor Sharangovich, dude, that guy, he's going to be real good. I mean, he was really good last year. I think he was scoring at a 30-goal pace last year for a little bit.
So tonight, last preseason game against the Islanders here at home. And then next week, man.
From tomorrow.
It's on.
The Chicago Blackhawks kicks off a 5-game homestand to open the year. That's nice.
Yeah.
Real nice. I like the 5-game homestand, and then they go on the road for 1 game in Pittsburgh, and then a back-to-back, a road and home back-to-back.
Yes.
I tell you, we're gonna see Jonathan Bernier somewhere in that game, or in one of those games. Oh, God, Columbus.
Yeah.
The Devils play Columbus horribly on Halloween. That's gonna be bad.
I mean, typically, well, it's a late afternoon game.
Yeah, the Devils afternoon games.
Never, yeah, historically, not that great. But
I mean, they haven't been that great for a while.
Yeah. I'm excited to see him play the Kraken, though, on the 19th. Second game in.
I'm just excited to watch this team play.
And I haven't kept close tabs at the Kraken. I believe they've been playing pretty well, though.
In the preseason, well, they've been playing their A team. They've been playing. They've been sweating the preseason.
Sure. Well, that's good. Hey, man, you got to get everyone. You got to get everyone together, right? Yeah,
I mean, dude, the Kraken are not going to be good this year. They're not going to be Vegas. It can't happen again. It can't.
Why not?
I can't stand teams coming in the league in their first years and already being miles ahead of us. Sure. I can't. I can't handle it anymore.
I know you can't stand it.
It would be funny to see Canada lose it, though. Because Canadians, so you want to talk about? I talked about the Yankees having a gold standard, a gold standard earlier in this show. But oh my God, Canada and hockey, that's bad. What they're doing over there, they're so nepotist as well. Anyway, Devils opening up next Friday night against the Chicago Blackhawks. We'll probably have more to talk about on the Devils.
I can't wait.
We'll probably have more to say about the Devils next week. because
Well,
we won't have a whole ass playoff game to break down, but
Right.
we will have more Devils stuff next week and with more Giants. So we're going to start branching off into the other sports after our 5-month binge of baseball every year. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about the MLB playoffs, because we will.
Yeah. We got to hit a game at some point, man. It's been over 2 years, right? Was that over 2 years ago?
Maybe.
Like a
maybe.
year?
We hit a game November of 2019.
It's
Against the Ottawa Senators. We are not going to a game against the Ottawa Senators. We're not doing that again.
Okay.
No, I can't.
Be nice. The Panthers, the Islanders game,
God.
the Wild, Sharks. Flyers, Bruins. I'll go to. Yeah, I don't want to go to the Senators game.
Not again.
No.
Not again. Not again.
No. Montreal, Vegas coming to town. Yeah, there's some good stuff coming in. So
That Edmonton game looks enticing, but it's on New Year's Eve. It's only at 1 o'clock. We could.
is it?
And on New Year's Eve, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
seeing Connor McDavid, dude.
That would be fun.
Like, just to see Connor McDavid.
Right. That could be fun.
Oh my god, the Arizona Coyotes. I forgot that they permanently changed back to the Kachina logo.
Oh, it's can't even
sick.
tell what it is, like shrunk down like that. We're looking at
That's
the little
sick.
one. Yeah, it's not really a great.
What are you talking about? It's not a great logo.
It is,
dude.
but
Those
look at how
uniforms are
shrunk
awesome.
down. You can't see what it is though.
Dude, those...
All right, I'm just complaining now.
Oh, dude, they got the Olympic break. Oh,
No, they do. I
I
forgot.
cannot wait to cover Olympic hockey on this podcast.
I don't think we have.
No, we've done an Olympics. So the Olympics, we had our first
We
Olympics
do
on
it
this show.
20. No, not,
In like this past summer, we had our first Olympics that we kind of
sure.
covered. But Olympic hockey,
Not Olympic hockey, though.
My God. I love Olympic hockey. I mean, the Winter Olympics in general are amazing, but I cannot wait to cover playoff hockey.
right.
It's in the middle of February when nothing else is happening.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So all we can talk about is Team USA.
Yeah. Yes.
I tell you, you want to talk about a country that's going to get bent over backwards in group stages. You know who the U.S., Canada, and Germany, they are in a group with China in hockey. That's
Okay.
not going to be good.
I mean, the
Like,
Chinese typically not the most skilled of hockey players.
hockey players.
One day, maybe you would
One day.
think. I mean, they just don't really have the infrastructure. You're not born with a hockey stick in a net in China.
Yeah.
I don't know how many rinks there are in China, to be honest with you.
They got everything in China, though.
I know, but yeah,
I tell you, but how many billions of people they have? There's got to be some ice rink.
sure. But it's a whole attitude, right? It's a whole,
Yeah.
In Canada, yeah, you're born with a stick in your hand. In the U.S., in certain states,
Here,
certain
like
parts of the country,
Minnesota.
Michigan, Minnesota,
Michigan, Minnesota,
right,
Massachusetts.
Wisconsin, Massachusetts, yeah, Maine, yeah,
Basically the North.
sure,
It's South Canada.
right, yeah, basically, yeah, it's a whole kind of system,
Upstate New York.
right. But yeah, who knows, man? One day somebody will go down there and change the whole philosophy down in China.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Mike Keenan coaches the Chinese KHL team, and he won a championship with them.
oh, nice. All right, so it can be done.
There is hope.
There is hope. There is hope. Well, I'm holding. I got little hope for the Devils this year.
Although, granted, with
But-
the international hockey, I don't think we're ever going to see a rivalry quite like the
No.
U.S. and Soviet Union,
Yeah.
because not only were they rivals in sports, they were also rivals,
In life,
geopolitically
Sure.
for 50 years.
sure, we both have the power to end each other. Yes.
Yeah.
The whole world. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, the Miracle on Ice, it's not a coincidence that that Soviet Union started going down right after that. The Miracle
No,
on Ice and
you're
Rocky
right.
4.
Right. Yeah. For sure. For sure. But hockey.
Hockey!
Come on.
Hockey!
Come
Woo!
on, hockey.
Yay, hockey! Yay! Optimism for a week!
Right. It's not all doom and gloom here at the Cameron Woolley Show.
Optimism for a week.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's not as much pessimism that I think I'll experience after like 2019, because at least the difference between this year and 2019 is that there's a direction.
Sure.
There's players on the horizon that are
Sure.
going to be coming up.
Absolutely.
The signing of Dougie Hamilton shows that this team is willing to spend money.
Which is great.
So I like where things are going.
Yes.
That's all I'll say. I like where things are going. And well, I'll save this until about a month into the year when I call for everyone to get fired. I mean, Lindy Ruff, I don't know how long he's going to stay around, but as long as he develops the players.
Yeah.
He's a bridge coach. He's not this team's
Right,
long-term
the
team. He's too
end-all,
old.
sure, yeah.
He's too old.
Yeah.
And I like Lindy Ruff. I don't hate him.
It's not terrible. Yeah.
Beyond dude, you win that many games, the Buffalo Sabres, yeah, you're a good coach.
Yeah. Awesome. Any mailbag? Hopefully you're able to vent a little bit, which is good.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, I know you wanted to get it out, so, and I'll be honest, I want the Yankees to win. One, because I hate the Red Sox, but two, I want to continue the discussion.
Covering the Yankees and the
Sure.
playoffs, because you know how fun it gets when the Yankees are in the playoffs. On the show, I talk about every little thing that happened. Like, I go really in depth and start picking apart games when the Yankees are in the playoffs. And I'm not going to get that this year, and it sucks. But also, part of me is relieved that it's over, because this team wasn't winning
Really?
at all.
Okay, that's.
So I'm serious. I was slightly relieved.
As constructed, and there are a lot of good teams out there. It's gonna be a good postseason for sure.
Man. I mean, it's gonna be a good postseason. Like it. Gonna be it'll be fun to sit on the sidelines for once and watch everyone else pull their hair out.
Sure.
It's my way of coping.
Yes. I mean,
Such is life in Yankee land.
Yes.
In this day and age.
We'll be reporting on the hot stove winter meetings,
Hot stove. Stove's gonna be real hot.
and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any big blockbuster Yankee signings this year, right?
There should be. There should be. If there isn't.
Correa
Correa, I think,
would be nice.
That Correa would be. It would take a bit to get used to, but I mean, I've come around to it. I can't stand Correa. I will hate Correa
until he wears pinstripes.
I will hate his guts until he wears pinstripes.
Sure.
Unless he wears pinstripes, then I'll love him.
Right.
Because he would be hitting bombs and making great defense plays for my team.
Hey man, what more can you ask for?
Sure, people at the stadium might boo him.
Yeah.
But
no, and not anymore. They
the
won't.
objective is to win baseball games.
Yep. And he'll definitely help you do that.
Greatly, he would help.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll
Though again, collective bargaining agreement. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we're gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what.
Frank Thomas is part of a group that bought the Field of Dreams. I don't.
Cool.
Big Hurt. Don't know if you saw that. So
No, I didn't see it.
that was I don't know why. That was just a random. I was like, wait a minute.
Random thing that you saw.
Random thought. Yes, which is cool. The Big Hurt.
That's cool. Devils play their final preseason game tonight.
Yep.
I think I'll be tuning into that.
Yeah, me too.
Although I'm gonna have to get a little extra bit of sleep tonight. I don't know, homework and stuff.
Yeah,
But I'll make sure to
life.
Yeah, life.
Right.
And I'll make sure to. No, I'll tune in.
All right. Yeah.
It depends on who's playing. If they got the A team out there, then I'll watch.
That's the last one. They might as
Also,
well.
like Jack Hughes and Ty Smith with the injuries, you gotta wonder what's gonna happen with that.
I'm hearing Hughes is not going to play until the opening game, I believe. That's what I read.
Keep him out until the opening game.
No, let him rest, man.
Let the kid rest up.
Yeah.
Ty Smith. Don't know what's happening with him. Remember, the Devils have always been really weird with injuries. They're always vague. They're never Like, and I think Aaron Boone is weird when it comes to injuries. Dude, the Devils are the worst when it comes to injuries. In terms of, like, conveying and being transparent with the public. Remember when Taylor Hall had a small knee injury?
Right.
That kept him out for basically the entire season?
Yes. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. Vague hockey injuries, ladies and gentlemen. Vague hockey injuries.
Lower body.
Right. Upper body. Right. Whatever. But let's go Devils.
Yeah, let's go Devils.
Let's go Devils.
Let's go Devils.
Yes.
And let's go Knicks. That's starting soon. We're going to... Hey, I'm going to try covering the Knicks a little more this year.
Okay, cool.
I like where they're going.
Well, then I'll actually watch the NBA then.
I might watch the NBA a little too. I'm not going to be crazy about the Knicks. Rutgers, a little bit of the hype fell off after losing to Michigan and Ohio State, but they almost beat you.
They did. One touchdown, man.
They almost beat you. One touchdown.
I saw that.
Hey, Michigan, they're good.
They're only as good as that last game on Thanksgiving weekend against Ohio State. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They could go 1-10, and you would still consider the season a success.
If they beat Ohio State, the Buckeyes, absolutely. That's all that matters. That's really. Let's be honest. That's all that matters.
That's so petty.
It is.
That's so petty.
It is. But after this long drought, yeah, absolutely, that's all that matters.
Hey,
I'm going to tell you that right now.
You could do, but what if you win the Natty without beating Ohio State?
I mean, that's not possible, is it?
I mean, and hey, two teams from a conference can make it at the same time. We've seen it with the SEC.
Sure.
Constantly. Although Michigan hasn't paid off the voters the way that Oklahoma has.
If they won and they didn't beat Ohio State, I would not. I would consider that a hollow championship. Absolutely, I would.
Hollow championship.
Absolutely, I would.
You would take that and call it Mickey Mouse from that.
Absolutely,
moment?
I would.
You would call it Mickey Mouse
State,
with a strivet.
It does not
with
count.
a strivet. It doesn't count. Oh my God!
Absolutely,
dude,
I feel that
hell?
way. I feel that way. 1,000%. And I think most people would agree with me.
No, they wouldn't.
I think the discussion would be, they won it, but they didn't beat Ohio State.
Why?
It would be the footnote in every discussion.
Who cares? The Giants, the last time they won a Super Bowl, they got swept by the Washington Redskins.
Right. Well, that's different. It's different.
Why do you care?
It's different. The Giants and the Redskins are not like... This rivalry is divided families, brother versus brother. It's like civil wars. Yeah.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
No,
do you have
I'm not. I
family
don't.
trauma?
Well, yeah, I do. My in-laws are from Columbus, so yes.
Oh.
I have a lot of trauma. Actually, I am traumatized. So thank you very much. A lot of trauma.
Oh, dude, thanks. Imagine Thanksgiving going to the in-laws' house and seeing them all decked out in Ohio State because that's Michigan, Ohio State weekend.
I don't want. Yeah. No,
you don't want to
talk
talk
that's
about
all I see when I go home every time I go back for a thing. Usually when we go there for Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's painful. It's painful.
You're just
I'm traumatized, all right? Yes.
Trauma.
I fully admit that. I'm traumatized. So but they beat Rutgers, thankfully. It was close. It's closer than it should have been. And and they roll along. So
and Rutgers
but I gotta give
rolled over by Ohio State last weekend.
It
so.
did. But I'll give
the Rutgers should play a bowl game this year.
Yeah, I'll give it for Rutgers though. They hung in there, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, from Ming Chen in the Shared Universe Podcast Studio, I'm Cameron Woolley. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Follow my new TikTok. By the way, I post clips on there every week. Did a little experimentation, posted a clip on there.
Yeah, got some views.
I got one view, but because it was me, nobody else follows the page.
Well, no, it's Cam Woolley Show on TikTok.
At Cam Woolley Show on TikTok.
Hey.
Go and follow it, like it. It's the best way to grow this podcast. Best way to support the channel. Best way to support Ming and I as creators. It is the best way to make sure that we succeed in our endeavors to become the best sports podcast in all the land. So,
Cam Woolley Show.
Of course,
follow
TikTok and stuff on TikTok spreads like a wildfire. All I will say. All it takes is 5 likes to get the ball rolling. It spreads like crazy.
Are we gonna be dancing and lip syncing?
No.
I will. I'll do it.
I'm not going to be dancing and lip syncing. It's not that kind of TikTok.
Okay. I just telling you, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it if I have to.
Yeah.
I'm not above dancing,
You're not-
singing, or lip syncing.
We're not that desperate.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So anyways, like, subscribe, follow, TikTok, buy my merch. And as always, stay classy, New Jersey.